coach at Family of Gamers 777, and basically this is a new one-on-one show. And apologies, first of all, is that you know, the ways that I do the show, the voice don't sync up, and it's going to take me forever to sync it up because I'm on warning night right now. This is long. Anyways, I'm sitting here with the coach, and we're going to talk about making YouTube videos. He's got tons of questions for me, and we'll just start from there. It's you, Galray Jr., and Gift of Chaos that are kind of compiled all these questions so you can bombard me with it.
Yeah, we've been, you know, we got, you know, it's funny because I met James a while ago, and then when you came to Coney Island that time, I met Sergio, and like you were saying, through the hobby, you know, we have a bunch of guys that kind of hang out together, play together, paint together, that type of deal. So, you know, they knew I was going to do this with you. So I said, you know, let me ask some questions, some kind of things from basic questions to like more advanced, you know, whatever. I figured since I got you on a captive audience, you're not going nowhere. I'll send my kids to get you. So, you know. All right.
Well, just a little history. I work at I do work where my headquarters up in New York, so I go up there often. And one of those times I did a shout out and saying, hey, I'm gonna be up in New York. Anyone want to meet up? And the coach here and Galray Jr. were the first two to say, hey, let's meet up. We met up and we all decided like, hey, we like each other. And then, since then, we've been really close friends. Yes. And then I think one of the trips I went up there for a tournament to help Galray Jr. run a tournament for Red Steel New York over at Grasshoppers. And then that's where I met James, the Gift of Chaos guy. So all three of them started getting, you know, doing their own channels and stuff like that. Your you know, the history of your channel here, how did you get into wanting to do videos other than I guess watching me do it?
So I got, like I said, I got Black Reach. We started doing that and we were watching videos. I got turned on to your video and I watched how to make videos. You did it a while ago.
Right, a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things like, oh, you want to do this? Yeah. And then, you know, my son wanted to do it, and it's become very fun. You know, I see if you're doing YouTube videos, it's almost like an expression of the hobby. So guys will paint a certain way, or guys will make terrain a certain way, or play a certain way, and some guys make videos a certain way. So like the mini wargaming guys, when Dave and Dan do all their crazy nonsense, it's fantastic. I love it. And then they're playing games. Then I watch you with Master Chung, or you painted the pink. The pink Space Marine chapter.
The flaming hippos.
Yes. So, you know, silly stuff like that, it's part of the hobby. So we had some ideas, and we're driving around, or, you know, we'll talk, and me and him, and it's like, you know, I have an idea for a video. All right, what do you think? And I start writing it out. And then with Andrew, it's easy. I give him a concept, and he goes with it. I think he's a natural. So
what I really like is you doing this with your son and daughter. And I think it's really cool that it became a family thing. And there's a couple other people out there like Finn.
Right.
I don't know if you guys met him yet. I mean, you guys kind of conversed. I saw you guys do that.
Yeah, we were talking on Saturday on the Malifaux game.
Yeah, they're another one of it. And then there's another I met Storm or something like that. There's actually a few of you guys out there. We should get you all together and do this huge like family thing later.
Yeah, I was thinking because I was on Terrainaholics thing, and I posted a few videos, and I met Courage and Honor.
Courage and Honor, yeah.
Yeah, father and son team from I think they were in Glasgow.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I know Finn's in England.
Yeah. UK.
So you know,
I think Ken Storm. I think Ken Storm. I don't remember what the name of his actual channel is. He hasn't put up video in a while. He actually does it with his son too.
Right.
And he's here in the U.S. too.
Okay.
So I'm not quite exactly sure where though. I don't know. I don't know. I have to keep track of it. Yeah, a lot of people that make videos find that it's become another hobby, another part of their hobby. I know like Wargamer Girl Miranda, she's actually really into filming. So she has all this equipment I didn't even know about until I started talking to her. She's like, oh, yeah, I have this, I have that. I'm like, wow, you actually into this? She goes, yeah, filming is one of her actual hobbies. And like Joey, she didn't know that she liked this, doing the filming stuff. It's not just about YouTube channel, but the filming itself, editing and stuff. She got into it. She really liked it, and then it became second nature to her. So it's really amazing to find these people with hidden, I guess not talents, but hidden side hobbies as opposed to doing it with the wargaming hobby and stuff like that. And that's one thing I like. That's why I like promoting other channels. I like encouraging people to sit in front of the camera and share their work, because it's not just about sharing wargaming, but sometimes people might find that they have a passion of, you know, making videos, just having fun and doing it, and then getting really into it. And that's part of what one of the reasons why we're going to have the Legion program, which you already know about. So anyway, so why don't we go down to the list. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Uncle Chung.
That's my princess.
Yeah. All right. So the main thing I wanted to ask you on kind of a one-on-one, the first thing was, we're doing this channel. What do you think about our channel, what we're doing? And it's kind of a broad question, but like, you know, the direction we're going and whatnot. What do you think?
Well, okay. Well, yeah, I've been with you since you guys started the channel, like way before that. And you guys were talking to me and asking me questions about starting a channel and stuff. And it's really hard to give anyone advice other than how to set up, because you have to find your own format, figure out how to do things your way. All right, you can't do it any other way. You can't do it like APJ. You can't do it like Joe. You can't do it like me. You can't do it like someone else. You have to be you. And that's the great thing, because you guys are finding that. I'm noticing it as I'm watching your videos. You guys first started, it was cool. You know, Andrew had fun. You had, you know, it's all over the place a little. But then you guys suddenly stepped it up, you know, with your top 10. That's where I really noticed it. You got your top 10. You put down your creative thoughts and put it into a format, and then you guys, you know, edited into the right, you know, sequence and everything like that. And then your last video too, you're using the one camera, trying to do multiple angle shots and stuff like that. That's where, you know, you start reaching the next level. You have the first level where you just sit there and do everything, and you haven't reached the part where you want to try to make it more fancy, try to put things together. But now you guys jump to that level where, oh, I understand it now. I've done it enough to say, oh, we could put the stuff in order and make it look better. Okay, and well, we already know you don't have HD cameras, so it's a little why you guys are coming out a little fuzzy, which can be fixed later. But you could, just by looking at channel, you could take a regular standard definition camera and do what you guys are doing right now, which is organize a video that comes out really nice and to the point, or whatever you're doing, you know, having fun or entertaining yourself or teaching or what have you.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. You guys are going in the right direction. Just keep going.
Right. Yeah, because I remember when we spoke about it, and you said, you know, it's easier when you script everything out. And I remember we talked about something for Legion, and the script is written, so I'm just waiting to kind of get it together.
Okay, gotcha.
And it makes it a lot easier, because it's almost like painting a mini. Like, you know, if you follow a format, now I look at it and I'm like, all right, I can change a few things. Well, it's like working out. I want to get my shoulders bigger, so all right, now I got to do this. Right. It's just, you know, taking that and bringing it in. So, but that little piece of advice, like, just write everything down. I said, you know, I do this anyway in my regular job. I might as well do it for, you know, for the hobby.
Yeah.
For the hobby. One of the other things, you know, we have the
backdrop.
I have my velvet backdrop here, and we have some lights and stuff. Is there something where, I mean, I'm looking, and I don't know if you're blind for my my bald head here, but is there something where, you know, like a type of lighting, or like, you know, like how can we do the setup for lighting to make the videos look better? Because
when you're sitting in front of the camera and you're talking about it, all you really need is two lights, right? Both sides shining this way and that way.
Okay. Now, side or angle? 45?
45. 45 is good. Start from there. Make sure you're just lit up on both sides. If you're worried about shininess, you're going to have to go into your wife's makeup and powder up.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I knew that's not going to happen.
Now, what about the umbrellas? I have the umbrellas.
Umbrella helps it so that it diffuses the light. So instead of having it go in one direction like this, it diffuses it. So that's not as harsh. Okay. So yeah, if you have umbrellas, it's perfect. There's two types. There's the white umbrellas where it diffuses from the front. Right. Okay. Or a black umbrella where it reflects from you know, the inside.
Right. So I have the silver.
Silver. Okay. The one with the silver is more directional. Okay. Right? So that you can actually face it and then have that light shine on an object. Okay. The white one just kind of diffuses the whole room. Okay. I have both, and I sometimes use both. It depends. Yeah. Depends on how the setup is and stuff like that.
And you should have 2 because I have 4. This thing has 4.
I have 6. No, I have 8.
Okay.
No, 6. I have 6 right now, including a softbox type of light.
Now, do you use all 6, or is it's not necessary?
Depends. It depends on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay. Mostly when I'm sitting in front of the camera doing a presentation, like the intros to all my videos, and I talk to the front, and then I talk in the back. That's just 2 lights.
Okay. My thing is, we've done the thing where you're in front of the camera, you're holding the camera, and there is a thing for that. Like if I'm just, hey, I got a quick update, and I know sometimes I know how you are, and you're very perfectionist. It's like I'm using the YouTube thing, and it's almost like you're apologizing, but there's no reason for it because you want to be that polished. Yeah, and I like that too. I want to put a beginning in the video. I want to put music in it. I want to have content. I just don't want to, you want to add to the art, not just kind of ramble aimlessly for myself.
Right.
Now, some guys out there, I watched today Templar's vlog, and I was just painting and listening to him, and it was good. Yeah. But for him it works great, and between his painting and everything, it's something to listen to. But I kind of, I think there's a spot for that, and then a spot for polish too. Yeah. So what do you think? Is it, is it still good to do those videos, or is it?
I still do them. I mean, the only difference is I change the format and how I do them. Instead of just recording myself, now that we have Google Plus, I'll just get on Google Plus and do it live. Right. And that way I don't have an excuse. Because, I'll just go on, and people are like, oh, he's going on and on. I go, yeah, because I'm not editing this. I'm not editing this up. I'm just going to go on with it. And a lot of people actually seem to like it. They'll say, oh, I just turned it on and just started painting it. And, especially the one where I sat down and did the airbrushing question Q&A thing. Yeah. People loved it. They just sat there painted and just listened and watched. And and there is a purpose for, rambling videos. Just make sure that it's interesting to ramble about. Some people just ramble on where it just gets out of hand. It's just totally off topic. Right.
Rambling to ramble.
Yeah, I try not to get off topic. If you're saying I'm sitting here doing a live show or a show and we're going to talk about airbrushing, I try not to deviate from that. Right. I mean, there was the one time that did happen where it was that airbrushing, session, right? It was supposed to talk about, what was it supposed to talk about? Cheap airbrushes or something? And then it just spewed off because people started coming in and started asking me questions. I was just, let's make it a general airbrushing Q&A.
Well, it's good too because number one, it's good content, but two, you got.
Hold on a second.
That's the mean streets of LA.
Yeah, the mean streets of LA. It's the hood, homie.
For shizzle. Okay. For sure. You started. I remember because you did the airbrush rant, and I got on. And it was good because, you have a lot of subscribers, your name is out there, but there was a way for a guy who just subscribes to your channel, who's watching, maybe he's just a hobbyist or a starting guy, was able to ask Chung questions. Yeah. And then you answered those questions. So even, a lot of the questions were like, why should I pick up an airbrush? But it was good because, you answered the question. Yeah. And then you went off. I'm not saying off topic, but it became a Q&A, but the Q&A about airbrushes. Yeah. So it wasn't like, hey, Chung, what do you feed your cat on Thursdays? It was, well, what do you think about the Iwata? What do you think about the Badger? What do you think about Minotaur? And it was good. I got a lot out of it. Good. Even though I'm very old, I almost fell asleep. But some of the ideas we had, the usual, the unboxing, the painting, the army acquisitions, model conversions, paintings. What is that okay? Is that played out, or is it? Because I know sometimes guys will do a 30-minute video of an unboxing, and sometimes it's hard. It's for me. After a while, I just want to see what's in it. I know when we did Dark Vengeance, we kind of just went through it as quick as possible, and when we did it, I think it's like 10 minutes, but when we filmed it, it was like 35. Right. And Andrew was like, you cut this out, you cut this out. So we had to, it was just way too much talking, way too much stuff like that. So is there a rule of thumb or a key fact that you should keep in mind, or
There is no real rule of thumb. You have to do it the way you do it, and you have to experiment with it. A lot of people will do long unboxings, and they still get people watching them.
Right.
A lot of people like it short and quick and to the point, which is what I do. I just sit there. I don't sit there and open the box anymore. I used to. If you look at the older unboxing of the War Machine stuff, where even though under 2.5 seconds I got the whole thing unboxed and reviewed, I'm like, well, 2.5 minutes. I'd rather have a 5 minutes where it gives you more information type of thing.
Right.
So that's why I went to the new format where I sit there and talk about it, have the screen on the side, show you whatever I need to show you, and then bam, go to what's really important, the actual models. People want to see what's on the sprues. People want to see the details. I don't really care what's outside the damn box.
Right.
I don't really think they do. I mean, some people might, I guess. I don't know why.
Right.
You know, but what's important, a lot of people
look at the box and I want to know what's in it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. People, when they ask me, they're like, hey, have you gotten this this box, this kit yet? I go, no, I haven't. And he goes, well, when you do, can you tell me what's in it? That's all they always want to know, what's in it. Right. I don't even care about the instruction manual. They want to know what's on the sprues. Right. So you just say, it comes with the instruction manual. Here's the box, blah, blah, blah. Get that out of the way. Here's the damn sprue. You know, and people want to see that more than anything, in my opinion anyways, from what I've, done on my channel. It might be different for other people. Templar's Crusade does a lot more detail, goes a lot more talking about it and stuff like that. A lot of people like to hear that too. I like to just get through it and say, here it is. Go buy it or don't buy it. It's up to you. You know.
I think that comes down to when you're bantering and then the editing. Right. And I like the editing too. I seem to I don't know, be drawn to that more, where it's like you're editing something to make it look really crisp, really polished. You know, I like that aspect of it too. Even when I'm doing films for my kids, or we're doing films for highlight videos, that helps out a lot. It makes it look, looks when it looks sexy, you want to really watch it.
Yeah.
And I like that too. I think when you banter though, you just keep everything in.
Yeah.
So, all right. Another thing is the bat reps.
Bat reps.
I watch them all the time. I love them. But my thing is, I like the ones where this guy's moving here and you roll a dice. So we've been doing that. But man, it's a pain in the butt to edit, boy.
It is. What you have to do is do the first one, like say 44 for 40K, but that's all you're playing in now anyways, right? Set it up and have a template for it. But really, when you're cutting into the rolls, cutting into what he's doing, there's no way around it. You're going to have to edit. Right. You know what I mean? I could tell you that. Les could tell you that. Wargaming Girl could tell you that. Because she does really polished bat reps, and I'm watching that. I go, dude, does she have any time to do anything else? Because he really gets on the beat with those bat reps. Again, it really depends because, again, stuff like Miranda, the stuff that Miranda does, she films and gets it cut in. She has a friend that does, all the graphic stuff that she could just overlay onto the editing program. What me and Les are starting to do with the new VAT reps coming out is that we're all about Flash. Along with that, getting that information of what's going on and having you understand it. Les is more about video game style of bat reps. So he's got to do a lot of After Effects compositing and stuff. So if things are blowing up, graphics are coming up, stuff like that. Mine's more story-based telling type of bat reps where it has a little story to it, and while I'm setting everything up. At the end, everything is about getting to it, the movements, the card flips or the dice rolls, and then getting them to the next turn. All right. He does it with the narration. I do it with the actual players talking. Right. Okay. Because I prep whoever I'm playing when we're filming. I prep them and say, look, we're doing a battle report. You have to say what's going on. If not, I'm going to make your ass do it again. Yeah. But they want to jump in. They want to do bat reps. People like to do bat reps and be on video, showing people how they play.
Yeah, we were doing, me and Andrew were doing it, and we would say, all right, well, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. What do you need, 2s or 3s? And, once we look it up, it's like, all right, he's attacking him, we need 3s. Yeah. Force the wound, and then, all right, I'm going to roll right here, and then we'd have the camera there, and we edit it out. And a few of them that we did our football bat reps. I didn't really edit much because we kind of self-edited it, and then just, very little things at the end, or... there was one time he says, I missed the rolls, and he rolled all 6s, then he rolled it again, he rolled all 1s. really upset. You know, stuff like that happens.
Well, there's different ways you could do it. Well, first of all, let's talk really quick because bat reps is a big thing that people can record. You can simply take a decent cheap camera and go record with it. Take a pocket camera and record it with it. I know Oasis Rising is trying to do her bat reps too, and she's starting new with that. So, you know, there's different ways you can do it. First of all, if you're doing bat rep, like if you go look at my old bat reps, we just go turn summary. Like first turn, this is what we did. Second turn, that's great for more advanced players that already know what's going on. Right. It's really horrible for beginning players. They have no clue what's going on. They're like, oh, he moved it up, but what happened here? What happened here? It's really good for beginner players or people who want to learn how to play the game to understand what's going on. And I think those bat reps are more important because it gets more people into the game that you're playing. For example, Malifaux, we're being really careful to be able to let people understand what is going on. You know, because we want more people to get into Malifaux, all right? Because that's our favorite game. Dark Potential's just released. When we're doing those, we want people to understand how Dark Potential works. How, you know, and we're doing Relic bat reps, so we want to let people know how Relic works. You know, that's important. Because we want to show that there's really good games out there. That's really fun. Sorry, guys. That isn't just Warhammer. Because honestly, a lot of what we're trying to do is show different options out there for them, for people.
You know, but all the war games, like any game, whether it's 40K Malifaux, regular Warhammer, or all the games, if you don't know what to do, it's like, all right, like let's take 40K. Here's 150 pages. Pick an army, spend an ungodly amount of money, and figure it out. And if you don't, you know, like we really learned 40K. We got into it 5th edition was when Matt from Mini Wargaming did, all right, you know, here's a bunch of Tyranids versus Space Marines, and we did like that. We said, oh, okay, this is how you do it. Then we did it, and then it was like, all right, I was killing the orcs, but I was using the flamers in close combat. You know, you make those really dumb mistakes, and then a friend of mine said, how can you use a flamer? Well, you know, it's an attack. It's an attack one. No, it's, you know, and then it's almost like you really need a sponsor to help you out.
Well, you can use a flamer in close combat. Why can't you?
No, you can't. You got to shoot it and then go into close combat.
I don't know. I'm getting my rules mixed up.
Yeah, no, trust me. I've been lambasted for this. And the shooting,
it's an assault weapon. No, but I thought you could use. I don't know. Well,
no,
it's not that kind of video.
You can use it. I've tried. They won't let me. I'm playing this, and they won't. Oh, they're like, "What? Are you crazy?"
Yeah, and then there's two ways to do bat reps. There's the start-stop. You know, when you're doing something, start the camera, film it, stop it, stop it, or having multiple cameras and let it run. Right. That is one of the biggest headaches to edit.
Yeah. Well, I remember we were talking about that. You said I have a rig and I have this and I have the overhead and I have this. And I just said, you know, I already, my head started to hurt from, you know, knowing that I'm doing one camera and you got 3 and then you got to edit it and then synchronize it.
Yeah, well, but the good thing is that you don't miss anything. I have 3 angles that I could work with and then go to one shot if the other shot didn't work out. Right. You know, if the rolling the dice totally missed it, the dice goes off the camera, I just switch to top cam. Right. You see the dice type of thing. So, you know, that helps in capturing the whole, you know, action that's going on. Right. But again, pain to edit because you actually have to sit there through the whole battle again and go camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 3, camera 2, like that. It's really tedious. Yes. But once it's done, it's really polished. You don't miss a beat.
We were doing something where we were just rolling dice in one area. So no matter what happened, we would film that area, and then it just makes it easier because, you know, when you roll dice, they're all over the table.
Yeah. The only problem I have with that is when you're rolling one place, your scatter dice is going to make it harder to scatter stuff, you know, across the table when you're like, oh, rolling here and trying to get the right angles on where the arrow's pointing. Right. You know, again, it works better for, you know, filming, which is a good idea, is to keep it still, you know, in one place.
James started doing it from Gift of Chaos, and I want to start doing it because I've read about 30 Black Library books, some book reviews. You know, we want to do, you know, something like that because I know a lot of podcasts do that. Yeah. Nobody really, there's really no book reviews on YouTube. I haven't seen any of the 40K stuff or anything for that matter. So I think that's going to be something
Do it. Try it. Here's the thing. This is the thing about doing videos on YouTube. If you got an idea, don't ask me if it'll work. Just do it. Okay, right. and then gauge it by the audience you get, what they say, what they comment. Okay, if it doesn't work, you can always just not do it again. Right. But if it works, you just got another segment of your show to do. You know, to add to the whole, you know, segments that you have, you know, that you do. Right. So, you know, the best advice I have is just do it.
And then, you know, we just want to do more world famous Andrew interviews.
More what?
You know, Andrew interviews.
Oh.
Which you've run the gambit of that. We got to get you a Purple Heart or something. That night you did what, about 4 hours of interviews.
Interviewing me. Yeah, that was fun.
We were saying kind of wrap ups after the bat reps, you know, tactics and things like that. We've been doing. It seems like Andrew's getting a lot of advice. He's doing army plans, and he's playing NIDS, which I don't know. Every time we go against NIDS, they're tough. So he says, "Oh, this is what I have. What do you think I should do next?" And he did a video on that. We got a huge response of guys like, "Run 3 of these, run 4 of these. I do these. I know everybody says they're no good, but I keep winning with them." And that seems to be, you know, what should I get next for my army?
Well, it's not just that. That's really that's because it's a lot of audience interaction. Because especially in this hobby that we play, everyone is an expert or is their own expert type of thing. Right. And when you ask them, when you pose a question out there, it lets them respond to you. That like, oh, they want to hear what I think. And that's a big thing with YouTube, is that you want to garner those type of responses, is getting your audience involved with your videos and stuff. That if whatever you need to do, just always say at the end of the video, what do you think? Just post your comments down below. Yeah. And, you know, that's the thing. I notice that if I don't say it, not many people comment. But if I say it, people do comment. Right. And, you might say, oh, it's a trick or whatever. But it's not really. It's just something to remind them, say, oh, hey, just comment down below. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'll comment. Right. You know, it's just a flow of things. You're not trying to trick them or anything. It's just part of doing something. That's the same reason why I say, oh, hey, comment, subscribe, it'll help me out. Right. You know? A lot of people say, oh, I'm tired of hearing that. But you know what? It's not nothing like you're trying to trick people. You're just like reminding them, say, remember to sub if you don't. And if you already sub, no big deal. If you haven't, then they're like, oh, yeah, I want to sub. These guys are cool. Right. It's just a reminder, something that you put in their mind, say, oh, yeah, I'll do it. I you know, otherwise, what? You know, they might say, oh, I remember this guy, but I don't remember how to get to it.
I posted someone on their site, and I said, you know, it's really great. You know, I just subbed, you know, and would appreciate a sub back. And he goes, oh, I'm glad that you subbed me, because I know you did videos and you were away for a while, but we weren't away. We've been doing it the whole time. He just never subbed us. Yeah. So it's kind of like you just fall into it. But I don't know. I just sub everybody. If I see a channel that's I'll just sub it. You know.
No, normally I just sub if it's wargaming and stuff like that. I unsub if someone bugs me about it. I mean, it was one thing like, oh, you know, because there's people that say, oh, hey, I do videos. Here, you know, sub to me. I'm like, okay. So I'll look, and then they'll say, oh, hey, thanks for subbing. Now, can you put me on your favorite list? I go, no. Now you're asking, like, now you're, you know, whatever. Just, and then I went back and unsubbed.
I missed you. You froze for about a minute.
It's the we're having a connection problem. Okay, it went away. So can you hear me now?
You said you unsub somebody if
if they pester you. You don't pester people to sub your channel. Mm-hmm. I like people coming to me and say, mail me and say, oh, hey, I have a channel, and blah blah, and you know, would be nice if you could check it out, and I'll go check it out, and that's how I sub. Right. And then, but sometimes people say, oh, can you sub them? And I'm like, okay, it's wargaming, I sub. And then the next thing they say, can you put me on your, subscriber, your favorite list on your channel? Right. Well, no, now you're asking too much. I unsub. Right. Now you're going to pester me. Now you're going to, you know what I'm saying? You try to stay away with those people, from those people, and then help those people that don't really expect anything out of it, type of thing. And then you find that it becomes a working relationship, and then a friendship later on, because these are really cool people. You could tell. Especially when you get a mail and they say, check out my channel. That's it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to check out your spam. I hit the spam button. Right. Because it looks like spam to me. But when they introduce themselves and say, this is what I'm trying to do, I like that. That's when I look at it, I go, oh, this guy seems like someone I want to work with, type
Right. Yeah, especially like, a guy like you, can you check me out and sub me? Okay, well, by the way, I need this, and this, and then you get a list of demands, and it's just, I don't know, it's like anything else, oh, here's my friend, I'd like to meet you. Hey, can you get me a job? I need car fare. It's just, you don't need that.
Yeah.
It's asinine when that happens. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It's really hard to gauge sometimes, but sometimes they're just really excited about the channel and they really want to, try to get more subs, which is, that it's understandable. Everyone wants more subs because you don't want to make a video where no one's watching them.
Right.
And that's the thing. But again, I'm glad to help anyone who isn't a pushy little bastard or what have you,
right.
Because there's like people you don't want to deal with because they're just all in it for themselves, and there's people that actually want to work with you,
right,
about how to make their channel better or what they're doing and stuff like that. I like a relationship in that point of working with people rather than here sub, that's it, not hear from them ever again.
Right.
It's like whatever,
And it's important too, the comments. I mean, I try to, like, every video I watch, I comment, whether it's, hey, great video. Oh, you know what? Maybe you should do this, just constructive. But, sometimes I see some guys like, it would be great if you did this, or, like really, not constructive criticism, but just kind of being a jerk.
Yeah. You're going to get those. You just ignore those.
Yeah. Well,
it's no big deal. I mean, people are going to be like that. They are really, a lot of people, like, again, say I'm the expert type of master of the universe type of syndrome because we're on the internet.
Right.
Okay, that's one of the things that you're going to find in any community. These know-it-all bastards who think that since they know it all, they get to say however they want to say it to you instead of being constructive about it. They're just like, you should be doing this. So like, oh, you should fuck off. So it's like you just stay away from those people because you got a lot more people out there that are more constructive,
right,
and are nice or straight up about it.
Right.
It doesn't have to be nice. It could be straight up about it and not be a jerk.
Well, I tell you, like coaching or whatever, we go to a lot of clinics and stuff, and I'll sit there and I talk to my players, and they'll say, what'd you do this weekend? So, I went to Atlantic City. We had a football clinic down there. Or we went to New Jersey for whatever, and I'll go there and I'll sit down and I'll listen to the guys talk. And what I try to tell them is, yeah, but you're the head coach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if I go listen to somebody, maybe he's not a head coach, or maybe he's even like working somewhere else in a position below the one that I have. But if you have something to offer, it doesn't matter. You can learn from a PhD or a cab driver. So if you're open to that, the criticism is good, but the masses of the universe, there's an old philosopher, not a philosopher, an old martial artist said that everybody becomes a master when they throw dirt on your face because you can't learn anymore.
Right.
So I'll just keep learning until the time comes where I can't learn anymore.
You always learn. It doesn't matter.
Always.
Always. I'm still learning. I learn from a lot of people. I mean, a lot of airbrushing, videos, stuff like that. But see, that's the main thing is that if you find the like-minded people that you can work with, you'll find that you'll go way above what you were before.
Right.
I got Les, I got Joey, I got everyone up in the WGC producers. I got you guys, everyone in the legions, stuff like that, and we bounce ideas off of each other. We say, oh, I want to do this, I'll do it, and then I can reply with a video and stuff. It's collaboration. Right. In a way of working with each other, and then the more ideas that gets thrown in the pot, the more ideas that you can get for your channel and your videos. Right. Not like I'm going to steal your idea type of thing. Obviously, if you come to the table, I'm like, I'm not going to touch your idea. It's a great idea, but after you do yours, I want to do it like this.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when we started doing it, we had a few subs, and then. I made that one video where I got a lot of subs from it, and it was great because he's checking like, wow, you have this many, this many, this many. But the real thing is the comments. I think it's, we'll talk, me and him in the morning, we wake up, he says, let's check the channel before we go, before I leave for work, and he goes to school. So let's check the channel. How many subs do we have? Oh, any comments? We check the inbox, and there's 10 comments. Yeah. That is the greatest thing in the world, because even if it's like, oh, it's a great video. Hey, I like what you're doing. I subbed you. Oh, whatever. Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm doing a terrain thing now. I took the Diamond Castle and I split it up, and I'm doing all this stuff. But I've never really done terrain other than like put some books out and put a piece of felt over it. Yeah. But it's time to take that next level. I got to tell you, the guys are giving such great advice, and it's such open-hearted advice, you know, and it's great. It's like, oh, try this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see the progress. Then I put the progress up. Oh, this is great. You know what you should do? Try this, this, and this. I take that, like, you could take it two ways. Well, I'm not going to listen to you because I know what I'm doing, or, you know what, that's a great idea, or, you know what, I already thought about that. And one guy commented, and he said, oh, why don't you put it on a board? All right, I am going to put it on a board. Hey, well, you know what, thanks a lot, I really appreciate it. And then I was like, wait a minute, what size board should I put it on? So it was good that he made that comment, because now you start to think creatively in different directions. And,
yeah, and that's not just with terrain, it's also with, you know, video making. It's also with the games we play and the tactics we play in those games and how we paint. It all works that way. That's how it works. The viewers really help juice up, you know, the idea, the creative flow. One of the biggest things is a lot of my viewers help me make the videos I make, because there might be questions that they ask me. I never even thought that anyone would have that problem, especially with airbrushing. So I am gathering all this information, and then when there's something important, I will note it down so I can mention it in a video or something like that. Right. So that, you know, it's important because they are helping me make the videos to help other people do airbrushing, because they either ran into that problem that I never thought would ever happen, or that they have a really good idea that they like sharing. You know, so that's the main thing. You got to interact with your viewers, and you know, put aside the retards and love the, you know, people who love you.
I remember when I started watching you, it was just you in front of a camera with the headset. And now, you know, I know it was a month or 2 months ago, that scrolling WG, the dragon.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I got to get something like that. You know, it's like, all right, so now, all right, you're pushing us to say, how can we make better videos?
Right.
And just by you making videos, it's not a jealousy thing. I was like, wow, that's awesome. How can I recreate this?
And that's why I tell people, I was like, oh, you do such good videos. I'm like, then take that and try to do better too.
Right.
You know, because I'll be here to help you try to make it do better.
Right.
Know? It's like I don't care how you make videos or if it's better than mine or not, but as long as you're doing it and having fun, and we get to talk about it afterwards and laugh about it, which, you know, we always do. You and I, sometimes we talk about it, we call each other, or I'm talking about it with Les, or, you know, or what have you. You know, when we see a friend making videos and did that step up, we actually proud of it. Like, you know, when you guys did the top 10, I ran to Les. I go, dude, you should check this out. They went to the next level, you know, and type of thing. And we laugh and have fun about it, because we're like, yeah, you know, we kind of root for you guys, even though you guys don't hear it, you know.
No, that's, you know, we're trying. And then, like, now you give me that positive feedback. I'm like, yeah, all right, good. Now how do I keep that wave going and stuff? And it's hard too, because sometimes we did the top 10 and then I said, oh man, you know, is this my best selling, or is, you know, can I come up with another idea?
It's not. You're going to go. It happens. I always wonder. I go, oh shoot, yeah, you know, can I not do better next time? But you can always do better next time. You'll figure a way out. You know, Les is doing the new battle rep, and he's like, oh man, when I put this out, I mean, can I do better later? I go, yeah, you're gonna do better. You're gonna find better things to do. You know, and make it better. So, you know, there's no stop. Sky's the limit. Just go with it. Right. A lot of people really sit there and they struggle a lot, and then they come to me and they say, you know, I want to do videos. I want to do the next video, but I don't know about this. I go, why? Don't talk about it. Don't talk to me. Go film it. What are you doing? Go film it. Let it go. Do 50 takes if you have to, but just do it.
Right.
Until you get so comfortable that, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to just, you know, turn on the camera and go. You know, and a lot of people have to get through that hump, and in order to get through that hump, you got to do it.
Well, the funny part was with Andrew, we were joking about it the other day, because now, like, in front of the camera, he's like, you know, he'll do whatever. He thinks he's an actor. If you watch, he did a Lego review, like our first or second video, and it's like, hi, I will be covering the Hulk. You know, it was like, I was like, who the hell are you? You know, it's 6 months ago. And I like that transition. Once you get comfortable with it, I think if I could give advice, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of fun though. I like, now when I get, like, when you make a comment, or then this guy makes a comment, this guy makes a comment, it really fuels you, and it's like, oh, all right, great. You know, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
we're having a blast with it. So
then that's the important thing. You have blast, and that's the whole thing. If you have fun with it, you're gonna spur yourself on. If you make it that you hate doing it, honestly, just turn off the cam. Don't bother doing a YouTube channel.
Right.
You know. Yeah. I mean, because honestly, you're not gonna make any money from this. AdSense is nothing. It's not gonna make you any money. I mean, it'll make you a little money where you could maybe buy a hamburger or something, you know, unless you're really, really big, like, you know, Philip DeFranco or something. But nothing in this hobby is gonna make you any money off of YouTube. Sorry, some people might think that. A lot of people actually think. Someone mentioned that. Oh, I must make millions out of this. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
You know, I make more begging out on the street. Seriously.
I don't know, man. When you picked me up in your private jet that time, it was, you know.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the videos, all right? That has anything to do with the other stuff in real life. But
well, Matt from Mini Wargaming broke it down, like how to do this, and you have to have something like 40 million views a day to make a good salary and stuff. So, you know, if
for yourself, you know.
Yeah, if it's a get rich quick scheme, it's like you better invent how to grow hair naturally, because that's the only way I'm gonna, you know. I'll get rich.
Go into a pyramid scheme type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way.
Don't do it. It's bad for you.
Yeah. Just make sure you do it for fun. Do it because you like sharing and stuff like that. I do it because I love making videos, and that's the thing. It's a hobby for me, not just because of the wargaming stuff, but because I like filming. I like making the videos. I like editing. I like coming up with the creative stuff, and then, you know, going to the next level. Every time we do something, we always go to the next level. Me and Les, Joey, we always talk about it, and we always go to the next level. It's like, oh, I'm here now. I'm like, all right, let's jump to the next level type of thing.
Right.
You know, with anyone. You know, Mario, Voices of Mars, he's kind of new to the scene, and I picked him up because, one, he lives here, so it makes it easier for us to do things. And second, he has actually a good creative streak that, you know, to get these videos out. And he's learning. He's asking me less questions, and it's really fun to watch his channel and see how it evolved. I did it with Joey. Right. And she really evolved, and it was really surprising because she loves this stuff, and she picked it up just like that. And I was like, wow, I'm amazed how you could, you know, use Adobe Premiere, you know, sit down with it and do what you just did. Right. You know, just figured it out within, you know, such a short period of time. Right. Some people have the knack for it, and it's good to find that they have a knack for it. You know, it might be something really cool for them to do as a job later on. You know? Well,
instead of putting it on a canvas, you put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's you know, like I said, it really is another expression of the hobby, you know. So if you like painting minis, or you like, you know, doing anything, it's just another way of bringing the hobby out. And, you know, we really kind of did it just for fun, but it was good where the advice that comes back, whether it's painting, wargaming, or just even making videos, it's good to put it out there, because if you put it out there, then you get the good advice back to make yourself better. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? The monetizing of the channel, all right? It came up the other day. Thoughts on that? Because some guys do it, some guys don't, some guys like, some guys. That was just a question. That was a question we had, because it's like, you know, you monetize it. You know, that's when they.
Okay, some people make a huge deal out of it, like, oh my God, you're a sellout, or you're doing video and then you're making money. Who cares? Right. That doesn't matter to you. So what? It shows a little ad that you can skip when you want to watch a video. Someone makes videos and they can make a little money off of it. So what? Who cares? What is the big deal? You know, it's just like you're getting a free freaking video anyway. So, you know, a lot of people just find something to complain about, or it's just on some, you know, cause, you know, some freaking crusade on saying everything should be free.
Everything should be free, but unfortunately,
unfortunately, this is not the way the world works. You know, you spend hours on editing and stuff like that. It'd be nice to get a little back from it. Right. Maybe to buy, you know, yourself lunch or what have you. You know, you're not gonna make enough to live off of unless you're like huge.
But if I make enough to buy a paint, I'll be happy with that.
You buy bottle paint, you know, maybe buy a set. I mean, you know, like I can't say actual numbers because it's against YouTube policies, but you know, what I make every month, it goes back to buying you know, prizes to do, you know, to give out on like the live shows, or, you know, on YouTube or whatever. And it kind of pays a little, like very marginal, like maybe a webcam or something, you know, if I need for that live show. It's never going to be enough to pay for any of the equipment that I got. No,
we were talking about your equipment. Forget it. It's just you got that that high
maybe
quality.
a little camera or something, but not like high quality stuff. Right. But if you save enough, maybe 2 or 3 months, you could actually get a decent camera from it. But that's doing what I'm doing right now. Les can actually do more because he's got a huge audience, but he doesn't make that much videos.
Right.
You know, he just makes enough to say, oh well, okay, so I got some money, I'll go buy some food, or I'll get little equipment here and there. But it's nothing huge. There's the thing, again, monetize it. Who cares? If you can make a little money off of it, make it. But don't do it just because of monetary. Because I don't do it for monetary, because really, again, I make 1,000 times more in my real job than I can make on YouTube.
I'm not quitting my job at all.
You're not going to be able to quit your day job.
No, but you know what though? I was telling somebody, if I can make, say it buys you a mini or buys you paint or something that kind of fuels this, then you're going to throw it back into YouTube or onto your channel anyway, or the hobby anyway, because it's not disposable income, but just something that it kind of takes this thing off. The hobby. I mean,
it depends on how big you get, right? Because for me, I have to pump out a lot of videos in a month, right? Just to make enough to say, okay, I could get an extra set of. I could get the Storm Talon,
right?
So I have to really pump up. I could get maybe 3 Storm Talons.
Right.
Maybe if I'm lucky, depending on how many people are, within a month. So that maybe give you an idea of, by the amount I push out. And again, some of it is live, so I don't do editing. Some of it's heavy editing. So you're spending so much time just to do that. Again, the amount of time I spent on it compared to the ratio of how much you make off the AdSense is nothing. It's like I can make more begging on the street.
Listen, I'm a teacher, so I know what you're talking about.
Well, there you go.
I remember we were talking. You have a bugaboo about beginnings. And,
I'm sorry?
Like the beginning of a video, like a 12-minute beginning.
Oh God, that's so annoying. You don't need a 12-minute intro. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
What's a good? Let's say I try to keep my beginning down maybe 10, 12 seconds.
That's about right.
Family Gamers. This is what we're doing. Starring. Let's go. 4 seconds a piece. 12 seconds.
That's pretty much about right. You don't need something that's 30 seconds, a minute, and there's some videos I'm not gonna name, but a minute and 12-second intro. You got to be effing kidding me.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there. I just turn it off. That's just too long.
Right.
Just boom, show one intro, show a second one if you're in partnership with someone, and then go into the video.
Right. Yeah, because I was saying me and James were talking about it. I said about 12 to 15 seconds.
That's a little pushing it.
I
try to keep it under as much as I can. 6 seconds, really nice. You show the logo and then boom, you're in. But sometimes you want a little flashiness, so try not to go above more than 12 seconds.
Right. So now, if you wanted to get sponsorship, I know you have Badger and this and that, and I'm not looking for it, but people ask, how does a guy get a sponsor? How do you do this? How do you do that? Because it seems like we've been watching videos and guys well, I'm sponsored by this guy, I'm sponsored by this guy, I'm sponsored by this guy. And you're the only one that I see I know you're sponsored by Badger, but when you do your videos, it's like, all right, I like Badger because I like Badger, but here's Awada, or Vallejo Air is good, or this. You're the only guy that I see all right, I'm sponsored by these guys and I like their stuff, but I really don't, this stuff is good and this stuff is good. This stuff is not that good, and you always give your personal opinion. But do they approach you? You approach them, or is it,
I approach Badger. I approached KR. Well, actually, kind of approached KR. Nick Worthy Gaming kind of told them about me, and then they were wanting to get to me, and then I wanted to get to them, but we never got, be able to get in touch. And finally, one day we did, and we just started talking. Right. They're like, yeah, I'll sponsor you, and then I'll send you some stuff. That's about it. Really. Right. There's a lot, and then I've been contacted about being, to sponsor me, and I said no because I didn't want that kind of sponsor. There's different type of sponsorship you get. People could send you stuff and say, oh, okay, now I'm sponsored by them. Really, it's not a sponsor. They send you free stuff. I guess you could call sponsorship, but I don't call that sponsorship. I like working with the company. That's why Badger, I work really closely with Ken, and we're like friends. Me, Les, and Ken, we're really good friends. We've known each other for, a year now or 2, year and a half, maybe. So we work really close together with the company. And Daryl over at KR Multicase, we work together too. We come up with ideas, and again, it's all about collaborating and stuff.
Right.
How do get their products up there, and what are they doing next with their products and stuff like that. One of the things I tell them is that I'm not going to just exclusively cover you. Ken knows why. All right, Ken totally understands that I will say, oh, you could get a lot, it's just as good. You get Hardenstein back, it's just as good. Okay, he understands why I'm doing that, and he's okay with it. So is KR Multicase. Daryl's okay with me saying, oh, check out Battlefoam. All right, but at the end, what's important to them is that, oh, I'm using their stuff. And then when I say, yeah, those are good, but this is what I'm using, because just by saying that this is what I'm using, a lot of people will go get what I'm using. Because look, I'm already using it. I'm already producing results with it. You already getting it from the horse's mouth. They see Leslie their stuff. They are, with a Badger. Well, go get it. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, you do it with the Sim and Water, but people like, oh, Leslie's already doing it with a Badger. I'll do it too. That's why I pick up those. But that's why I say yes, I'll be sponsored by you. I don't just say, oh, you're gonna send some stuff to me. I consider you sponsored. I don't care about that. I don't want to just get your stuff. I could go buy it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to get sponsored to get free stuff. Right. Because I can't afford it, And a lot of people say that, oh, because you're sponsored, you have to say that. I go, no, I don't have to say it. Ken says I don't have to say it. Daryl says I don't have to say it. I say it because it's what I do. And they say, oh yeah, you get free airbrushes. I go, it doesn't matter. I go buy a brush if I need to. I bought those cheap ones to review. I bought that that spray booth to review for people because they're looking for a cheaper alternative. I want to try to get them a cheaper alternative that actually work. There's another cheap spray booth out there for $80 that I'm going to grab in a bit to do a review on it. But anyways, back to original. It's like, how do you get sponsored? I think that was the original question.
Yeah.
How do you get sponsored? You ask them. But then again, don't ask them when you're like a little channel, 50 viewers, because Ken comes back to me with this stuff. Okay, he comes back to me in less and say, who is this guy? And I will have to say, I don't know, but he only has 50 subscribers. I don't know why even bother.
Right.
I talk to game companies and yeah, it's funny because these people contact me and then they want to review my stuff, and all they have is 200 subscribers, so I have to ignore them because honestly, it's not about trying to connect with people and stuff. But if you have a channel with 200 subscribers, it's nothing compared to a channel that has maybe 1,000 or more. Right. But what is the limit? You gotta look at your channel and say, well, am I producing good videos that people can understand, that I could show their product, okay, and in a good way to an audience that's actually worth their time to send me the stuff. It's not just the products; they have to send you the stuff. They have to spend time on their shipping departments. They ship the stuff to them, right, and organizing it in a way. When the Minter came out, Ken says, "Give me a list." I'm like, all right, I'll give you a list of people. Here's the big channels. Here's the okay little channel, and here's the little channels. Here are people you don't want to work with because they're jerk-offs or they might screw you or whatever. And here are the people that you really want to work with. Only 100 subs, but these guys are great because they work with you. I know them, and they will work with you to do whatever you need to do and build a relationship. That's the type of guy Ken is. So I'm lucky to have that kind of sponsorship, with them. And that's the reason why I only take them. I mean, I don't know. If AK Interactive says, hey, I want to sponsor you, give you some equipment, or give you some products, I'll go, well, was there more to that?
Right.
Well, what do you want? I go, well, let's work together. Let's get your name out there. Let's work with this and stuff. That's the type of sponsorship I want. Now, if you want to get a sponsorship, wait till you got views. Wait till your channel is more established in the thought of how you make your videos. Right. All right, this is very funny. I have to tell this story, and I'm not going to name any names. All right, because like I said, I've said this 1,000 times. This community is small, even though it seems big. It's small, and things get back to people, especially game companies, especially airbrush companies, whatever. They all talk to each other. People don't know that, but they do. And then they talk to, Ken gets this email from this person that says, oh, I could do this so much better than this guy, and I do this and that, and I could really show your product, and it's awesome products. I hear so much about it, and I wouldn't use anything but this kind of type of email, right? Trying to spiff it up. And then weeks later on that channel, you see a competitor's model. doing a review on the competitors. And Ken's like, dude, I'm just gonna okay everything through you guys and tell me how, are these people good to work with? Because he doesn't like these conniving people, type of people, and then we have a few out there, unfortunately, YouTube community that are like that. Of course, you don't see that, especially with viewers. You don't see that end of it. There is this huge, like I say, back little community of it about video makers, and there are a lot of people that don't like this group that doesn't like this group, and it's going to happen.
It's always anything. It's even in work.
Yeah,
you have a faction over here, you have a faction there.
Yeah, and it happens. So, well, the main story is that Ken said, "Would you please do not boost this person's channel? I hate people like that." Right. I said, "No problem. I haven't talked to them in a while. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, try to boost their channel or do anything with them anymore." Right. So Ken went and told people at Awada. All right, and then Ken talked to when he brought it up over at the Germany when he was talking to Harden Starnbeck or whatever. So it spreads.
Yeah, it's two friends and told two friends and so on and so on.
Yeah, and then in the upper here, they're like, oh, they're competition. They don't talk to each other. They talk to each other.
Oh yeah,
all right? They talk to each other. They're competitors, but they talk to each other. And then especially game companies. So he tells me, I tell a game company, I tell KR Multicases, I tell Tor Gaming, I tell Hawk Gaming, whatever. It comes up because the back end community, we watch out for each other. Right. There's part where there's people that I don't want to deal with drama. I don't care. I don't work with I don't want them creating drama. I'll still work with them or still talk fine with them. I go, that's fine.
Right.
And after a while, you're gonna find out that you shouldn't have it done in the first place. And sometimes it does come true. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I could only warn people and say, don't work with this person. The person's a jerk.
Right.
And then usually people listen. Because. I just talk to people. I like talking to people. I try to find the people I can work with.
Right.
So that's the big thing. So again, you gotta be careful when you talk to sponsors. Make sure you're already set. Make sure your channel's doing something good. Make sure your videos are good quality where people can see what's going on. And stuff like that. If you're doing fuzzy videos, you can't really show off the product.
Right.
People are gonna and that's what I'm talking about. These smaller channels ruining it for everyone else. They come in, they think they do enough videos, they have 200 subscribers that, I could get sponsors. So they go and contact these sponsors. The sponsor's like, okay, I'll give them a chance. And they screw it up. They don't do a review. They just take the product and run away with it or whatever. Or do something really stupid and screws up for everyone else. Now they don't want to work with anyone else on YouTube. So, but again, that's my advice on that whole segment about getting sponsors. That's my advice about getting sponsors. Set up your channel. Make sure you're at a good place before you go contacting the people. Because once you contact them, first impressions, if you're small and you're not all that built up and they look at your channel and they laugh at you, they're going to laugh at you no matter how, later on. They're like, oh, I remember this guy. Haha, they only have a small channel.
Even if you got 5,000, they remember when you had 50. So
yeah. It is important that you kind of get that first impression right the first time.
Streaming vids, live vids. I know you've been doing that a lot. We're right now we're hovering. We're not up at that level yet. But a streaming vid, what is your how can I put this? What level should you do it? All right, Chung, you have a following, right? You do a live video thing. People are going to come. I know I come. I know James, Sergio, if he's around and we're on there, I'm commenting. So if you're doing something live and I'm home and I'm painting, that's where I get in there and I like the interaction. I think the live vid is awesome. At what point does a channel get to do that? Now obviously you're coming to the table with a following. You know what I mean? So
any time, honestly, you do it right now. Do it with little Drew and then just make sure to let your friends know so they come and watch. Right. Don't let people know. That's the most important thing. I could just pop it up and people will just come because I'm on Twitter. I have a Twitter following. I have people following me on Facebook.
Right.
And I have a newsletter, and I could just blast those with one message saying I'm on live, and then people will jump in, and I'll have at least 10.
Right.
And that's fine. If I have an audience of 10 or maybe even 5, and I'll just keep talking. Because you got to remember, you're also making a video for people to see later on.
Right.
And then a lot of people like live stream because they want to talk to you live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to know that you send you a question and then you can answer it, you know, right there on the screen with them, instead of sending a mail to you. So when you do it, whenever you can, honestly, and then no matter how big you are, you could just try it. As long as you got some viewers, it's worth it. And you just do it. And
it's kind of like Metallica's playing, everybody goes, but then the band up and coming, they invite all their friends and girlfriends, and that's who comes and sees it. So it makes sense, you know. You know, that might be, you know, something where we could do, or maybe even the hangout. You know, the hangout's kind of cool. You know, we got enough guys up there where we can get something going.
Well, honestly, you get Garway and Gift and you up, and then we could do one. Whenever.
Right.
No, it's just whenever. Like I had one with me and Mario and Ichiban. I just jumped on and said, I'm on a live stream and I'm just gonna paint and talk to people. It's one of those, you know, just talk to people. And then Mario was texting me, and I texted him and said, hey, get on Google Plus. I'm gonna invite you into a live chat that I'm broadcasting. He goes, okay. And then, you know, we're talking, and Itchy came in and he was doing a comment. I go, oh, Itchy. So I said, invited him, and he came in. So just us three just sat there and talking about stuff.
Right.
You know, and people just sat there and listened, and they were asking questions.
Right. So that basically the same thing like the channel. Just get on it and do it, and then, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you could do so many things. You know, you could organize it. You could just do it impromptu. That's a great thing about live chat. You don't need to edit. You just go with it.
Right.
You know, and then if you do it, if you have a following, people will watch.
And then the streaming videos. I know, because I remember one night you started. I think it was the first one. I think it was the airbrush rant, and it was the only thing was you started at 11 o'clock my time. So about 11:45, I was like, I gotta wake up at 5. I gotta go to bed. Yeah. But it was nice because I remember I was about. You just read one of my comments, and then I ended up going to bed. Come back the next day, and I was painting, and I came at around 45 minutes in. I said, "Oh, you read my comment and you answered my question." I'm like, "Oh, this is where I left off." Yeah. So it's a great thing. But now, how do you do that? You just you record it, or it's recorded on your channel, or
you go to G Plus,
right?
Google G Plus, and then go and start a chat, and then say there's a button that says click live stream. You just click it. It's all like live broadcast or something like that. Click it, and then it takes you into the G Plus chat screen. Right. And then you do it through the webcam. And then it says, are you going to, have a little button that says broadcast your channel. You click broadcast your channel. When you do it the first time, it'll ask you for your YouTube channel name and all the login information and stuff. It'll connect to it. Once you connect to it once, all you have to do is just come into the chat room and just click broadcast.
Oh, so it's just plug and play after that, right?
It's really easy. It is very easy. You just got to get through G+.
Right.
Which is a pain in the butt because a lot of people don't understand it because they're so used to Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, it's really easy to do. I mean, everyone's doing it now. It's a new in thing. I try to stay as far away from that format as possible until Dave from Mini Wargaming said, "Can you do a live show for us in our live show lineup?" I was like, "Okay, what the hell?" Just for him. And then when we did it, I had so much fun. I just started doing it randomly now.
Everywhere. Well, I'll tell you, when I watched it that one time, it was like he said, it was polished because you had segments and you had a clear vision. It wasn't just the live hangout. It was a show,
Well, you gotta remember, I had experience in that when I was working for United Artists.
Right.
Because I was doing control room directing and floor directing. So I had a little experience with it. I just had to kind of translate it all into a software because I had all the switchers and stuff back then that I could press buttons and stuff.
Right.
This time it's just do it on the actual software, but I already understood the basics of how to set it up and stuff with multiple cameras and stuff like that. So I already had that experience behind me, so that's why the first show came up all polished.
Right. No, but it's good because, like you said, because I remember we spoke about it. The flow is very important. The show flowed, and it was like, all right, what's the next segment? Or like when you had the still come up, that was the commercial break per se. Yeah. And then Eric did his thing, and then Les came in and did his thing, and then Mario did. And it was good because it flowed. And then next thing I know, then that night Twitch shut you off, but then you guys came back. I was like, oh, where'd the guys go? I was into it. It's like, where'd you go? Because you can't put on cable and watch something about wargaming.
Right.
We have to have something like this.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, and I think the MWG lives are a good, change to that. It might turn into a type of like a cable on wargaming, cable TV on wargaming.
Right.
Especially, now, and it was an experimental program for Dave. He wanted to reach out to other YouTube video makers because they just started doing that. So I've been helping him, advising him on, things that they could do and stuff like that. And, the new format changed, before you had to be behind the vault. Now you don't have to anymore for the actual live show, but you have to be in the vault to see the back episodes and stuff.
Right.
And now it's all free, and they're going with that. And that they find, he realized it's important to make it free so everyone could enjoy the live show.
Right.
And then, just keep it in the vault for the past shows and stuff like that. So, it works out either way. It works out for everyone.
Right. So now your show, you just go, you don't have to be a vault member anymore. You just go right to it and
just go and watch.
Okay. Contests, giveaways, or subscription contests and stuff. I remember I was talking to you about that. I see guys do it like with 1 subscriber. I see guys do it with 4,000 subscribers. I know there's no set cookie cutter pattern, but your advice on that. Like, say I wanted to run a contest, a subscription contest, and but I don't have anything to give away.
Find something to give away. You never know. Someone might want whatever you're giving away. It's free stuff. People like free stuff. Right. Second, and do it because you want to give it away. Don't do it because, I hit 5,000 subscribers, so I'm a 5,000 subscriber. Reward yourself for your own accomplishments, not because you got all these subscribers, whatever. Because the more you concentrate on what you're doing, the more better you're going to become, and the better you become, more people want to watch you. It's nice to thank people for subscribing, but you're thanking them all the time in the videos and stuff like that. And you're thanking them by running a simple contest, a simple drawing contest or a random contest. And it's all about perception. They're like, hey, I have a contest, win this something, a random drawing, win this. Right. I'll subscribe to me or whatever, I guess. But I stopped doing that. I stopped doing those promotional sub contests because honestly, I really only want people who want to keep watching my stuff sub to me.
Right.
Just anyone, because that just messes the numbers up. And the second thing is sometimes it is okay to do a subscriber, a promotional contest. Worthy Painting did it, and he got a lot of traffic from it, and he got a lot of recognition, or rather exposure to it, and then that got people that said, I never heard of this guy, to say, I love watching these guys' videos. Right. So that does help too. So the important thing is contests, do whatever you want, whenever you want. Try it. All right. Don't, some people give up. It's like, not enough people run my dick. Not enough people run my cock enough to make me want to give you this prize. Well, that is so shitty. All right. I've seen a bunch of people do that before. They're like, I'm making a subscribe giveaway. You have to comment. And then you get 1 or 2 comments. I only got 1 or 2 comments. I'm not going to do this anymore. Dude, if you're committed, do it.
You were gonna give it away anyway, so you might as well give it to 1 of the 2 guys that actually.
I mean, are you giving it away to appreciate your subscribers, or giving it away because not enough people rub your cock? Right. That's the thing. It's like an ego thing, and people are gonna look at it and go, "Dude, this guy's a jerk," so you're gonna lose him. And honestly, if that's what you're doing your videos for, you might as well just do something else. Right.
Exactly. Well, that's why we're doing the game too. Just it's all about having fun, I think. I mean, you was telling me, he says, all right, you're here now, but you got to take it to the next level. And I started thinking about that. And then when I started getting, like you said, you commented to me, you said, wow, that video was great. You're taking it to the next level. That, by you giving me that praise, was fantastic. I'm like, all right, now, how do we keep going? And like, it is an ego thing, because I can spin it any way I want, but it was like, wow, all right, Chung liked my video. Great. Now, but
but that type of ego thing is being proud of your accomplishments, rather than having people comment and say, "Oh, people love me. Oh, love for me. Oh, love for me." Go fuck off, right? Seriously, the world's not about you, type of thing. And then if you keep doing that, people are just gonna go, whatever. This guy's a jerk.
Well, it comes across. You can't hide that. It does come across. you've seen the stuff we've gone. You've seen us from that video that we were just kind of hanging out to where we're progressing to. In your estimation, friend to friend, what is your like advice that you can give me? I know we've gone over stuff. It's a broad thing, but what do you know? Like, I'm asking you, what do you think is like I should improve on, other than the camera? I know, which is the one thing. I don't know, what advice, or like advice to me, or advice to some guy out there who's got a little channel. You know what I mean? Keep
going, all right, because that's important. You have to keep going. Don't stop. Especially because you seem to have a format and you're already building that format. Because remember, format on your show is about you. It's your own personal taste,
right?
And then when that clicks in your head, that's where it's going to start going uphill from here on. Okay. Now we're talking about limitations on really on equipment, your camera, and lighting. Maybe you might need to get more brighter bulbs for yourself, right? So that's just equipment part of it. Really, you just need good lighting and a decent camera. Okay, and you're good to go. The most important part is how you bring your ideas to the table when you're making your video, and how you can present it to your viewers. Right? Are you going to sit there and just babble and bore the crap out of people? Are you going to get straight to the point and make sure they get the information? Or are you going to make it so funny that they're laughing and peeing in their pants? Right? No one wants to hear sob stories. Don't do that.
Right.
Okay? Don't bring too much real life political crap to your channel. No one wants to hear that either. No one wants to hear about your horrible life. Okay? Because when you're making videos and you want to keep your viewers, you got to keep them entertained. You got to make them happy. They're leaving real life into wargaming to enjoy it. Okay, so if we're making wargaming channels, unless you're going to make an emo channel that talk about depression or whatever, fine. But we're not doing that. We're doing wargaming. We're doing a game that we're having fun with, that everyone shares and wants to have fun with. And we try to keep it in that area. It's also cool. I mean, some people like to show like family videos and stuff like that and mix it in. I don't like doing that. I try not to. The only time I would do that is in my vlog babbles, and even in my vlog babbles, I try to keep it really cool. Whereas some boring subject or something like that, and I don't get many views on my vlog babble. That's fine. That's really for the viewers that really want to know more personal things and know the personal side of Chung type of thing, right? And what's going on at WGC type of thing. But you just keep going. Keep going what you're doing. You're doing good. I mean, with that new jump on the way you're organizing your shoots and then editing them afterwards, it's looking good. So you just move on and then go from there. Upgrade the equipment when you can, and honestly, maybe I'll just set up a studio in New York for you guys so that I could use it when I'm in New York. That might be a good idea. That might be a good excuse to buy real equipment and stuff, and put it up there. Because we have one here in LA, the whole studio here. We have Joey up in UK. She has the equipment to be able to cover anything that we cover here now. Right. It'd be nice to have one in New York, I guess. It's nice to be mobile, Yeah. Because I can't carry all this equipment if I wanted to do an interview to New York or to UK. But if I go to UK, I know Joey's there. You have WGC UK. I guess you could say that, and we use her equipment to do whatever. Complemented with equipment that I can actually travel with.
Right. Well, that's what we were saying. Me, Sergio, and James. Because I got the space in the basement, so I have the lights now. So we're going to kind of if we were going to do some kind of show, like me and James want to do a book review, I said, why don't we come over, we'll set it up, we'll set up the lights, and we have it, and then I have, Andrew to film. And it's like, us getting together and sharing stuff together. Yeah. And it's like, like James, he wants to do a painting clinic. I said, let's do it, but let's tape it. We'll get a bunch of guys together and just, do a clinic like that.
That's good.
And, we have some stuff that I think it'd be interesting to watch. I look at it where would I want to watch this, and if I want to watch it, then we'll do it. But if I wouldn't watch it, then there's no reason to do it, because then it becomes forced.
Yeah.
And I like that, but and the editing is important. I kind of like it. Not say like, I know they were saying Chung stuff is so polished. You know, and I know when you're talking and you have the like you did the reviews and you have the side thing and like that, it's awesome. But
yeah,
I think the editing is important. Just not even make it clean. You know, so it's like,
yeah, not the eye candy, but making the
right
flow, the editing flow, and that's important. Is you have to edit and make it flow, and then just keep doing that. Just go where you're going, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
And then you'll just move on. You know, you move slowly, and then sooner or later we'll upgrade. We'll probably upgrade. Honestly, I don't mind setting up a studio for you guys up there and making WGCEs. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys are already there. You can have the people that I trust, that I know.
Right.
You know, and that's the important thing. Is like, can I have the people that I trust and know with all this equipment and, you know, doing what they're doing, you know, under a new banner. And honestly, maybe we should talk about that later on.
That's
because you have the space. You have the space and stuff like that, and you have the location. You're central to everyone in New York, so.
And you know what, we like to get something going up here because we got a lot of just, you know, like anything else, we got a lot of good people up here that are, you know, that are into this and stuff. And like I just brought my nephew in, so his whole thing. He just started a channel, and it's funny though because, you know, the Finn show. When I watched a few of their videos, was like, you know what, we can do this. I could bring my son into this. And then James gave me a compliment. He said, you know, when I saw your channel, it motivated me to do a channel. And I said to myself, you know, we have maybe 15 videos, 30 subscribers. But he says, oh, you know, I thought I can do it. I was like, yeah, just, you know, like you said, just do it. And then, you know, we went with Sergio, and Sergio's like, yeah, just, you know, Sergio's just, yeah, whatever, you know.
That's Sergio. He's always like that.
Yeah, just
do it. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, yeah, I just today I was speaking with him. You know, coach, I want to catch up. You know, about 10 minutes. So 2 hours later, we're still on the phone talking, and he's like, yeah, you know, I got to go. Oh yeah, and then I got to. Oh yeah, another thing. And it's just, you know, it's great because, well, you set that all up, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met Serge.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah. That was like, I know you did the one video when you were here, and then you went back to the hotel room.
Yeah.
And it does, you know, like this little thing we got going on here is awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
and it just becomes bigger. You never know where things go.
Right.
And it's really, really cool that, you know, I went to New York for a business trip and met up with you guys, and then and then put you guys together and say, start Red Steel New York. You guys got the people now. You got help. Do it. You know, Sergio's leading that Red Steel New York. Now you guys are getting together, and now you're getting all into the filming stuff. And now I'm thinking about doing WGC East, which which is really cool. And so now we're, you know, it just grows, and you don't know where these things go. You know, it's really cool. You know, just starting a YouTube channel suddenly, you know, it just gets big. You know,
right?
You got studios everywhere.
But it's like you said, though, you got to watch out.
Yeah, you know, you have to watch out. But that's the most important thing, though. And the most important thing is having fun too. Watch out and have fun.
Yeah,
you know, and then we'll watch out for each other. That's the important thing too.
Well, that's I think that's it too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. I'm just saying that. Just like again, I help a lot of people with not just airbrushing, not just painting, not just gaming, but with you know, making videos. Like I help. You know, Fear GFX is always shooting me questions, which is awesome. Right. I try to, you know, he's up in oh shoot, sorry, Cohen, I forgot where he's at. Finland or something like that. And so it's really hard to like tell him, well, you want to get this type of lighting here, and he's like, I don't know where to get it. I go, I don't know where to get it. Right. You know, because he's up over France, or well, I don't know where he's at, but it's somewhere over there.
Not in the U.S. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Well, once I get my passport, I'll be more accessible to Europe because I'll be going up to UK a lot.
Right.
And then from UK to there, we got Hugo over in Japan. And I don't know how long he's going to stay there. We're just, you know, floating, see where it goes and stuff like that. Voices of Mars. He is WGC West, so he has access to all the equipment here. If he wants to do something bigger on his, you know, channel, I told him, I go, dude, just come over here and film if you want.
Right.
Or whatever you show, you're more than welcome to use the equipment or whatever. If you need something, if you need something beefier, so something you're trying out.
Right, that's what I was telling these guys. You know, I have some of the stuff here, you know, with the lights and the backdrop, and you know, it doesn't matter. You can come over, and then, you know, it's cool because we get to hang out. Yeah,
exactly. So like whenever I'm in New York now, I have a studio where we could just do stuff together.
Yeah.
That's the thing here is I have a really good crew here. Eric and Jay and Mario and Les and then the Red Steel LA guys that come and just do sometimes battle reports or tactics and stuff like that.
Right.
They're a really good crew. They like being in front of the camera and they like doing it, especially Eric and Jay. And I'm proud because I taught these guys how to do all this stuff, and they're learning. And Eric's learning how to use the camera. He's learning how to floor manage and stuff like that because it's needed for when we go to something like Adepticon. We want to bring a crew with it. Not only that, he's got to the point where him and Jay wants to do wants to run the board game section of WGC now. So we're going to be doing videos for board games, or they will actually. I'm just producing.
You're going to use my name
for what?
The board show with Eric.
The board show with Eric?
Yeah,
board games.
No, I know, but he's the board show. It's kind of a double entendre.
I know. You know what? He mentioned that too, but I go, no. We're just gonna put it on this channel. Name it something more spicy. Well, they're still trying to figure it out. I
like the board show though. I think it just works.
Maybe.
But
we'll see what happens. Maybe. No,
I think Eric, you know what's great though. Eric and Jay playing off each other, and I don't know, Jay's like the
plays off of Jay really well. Yeah, really well.
Yeah, but he's like the De Niro of wargaming with all his characters. It's
it's funny.
It's funny because when I tuned in Saturday and I heard someone talking and Andrew was like, "All right, Eric and Les are there. I know Chung. Who's that?" I said, "That's it's Jay." Because it doesn't sound because he was the emo character or something.
Yeah.
And it was great. And then Eric is just so straight, like the straight man.
Yeah, he's the golden boy. That's what it's about.
It plays really well off each other, So, and that's like what you told me. Is like, I was like, what should I do? He says, just call yourself the coach. And I'm like, all right, I'll be the coach, but I am the coach. I can't be anybody else. It's like,
Well, that's the perfect thing. I mean, calling yourself the coach is a really nice thing to relate to people. I mean, because you and your son have the same name. It's going to be a little confusing.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah. But so now everybody knows I don't call myself the coach because I chose it. Chung chose it. So,
It's just a good idea. I thought it was awesome because you are the coach to me. So.
Okay. Hey, I don't mind.
So, anyways, thanks a lot. We're here with Coach from Family of Gamers 777. We also talked a lot about Red Steel New York people, which is Garay Jr. His channel is Garay Jr. And Gift of Chaos. His channel is Gift of Chaos. Sorry, his name is James, but his channel is Gift of Chaos. Yeah. Those are my buddies up there, and probably
it's Gift of Chaos Studios.
Oh, Gift of Chaos Studios. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure I'll plug that in into the editing thing. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and basically, hopefully, you guys learned something out of this other than from our ramblings, because we rambled a lot.
No, I got a lot out of this though. For me, if nobody else gets anything, I got a lot out of it. I took notes, and I'll watch this again later.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks for joining us, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot, Chunk.
All right, no problem.